20,000 are on this mountainside alone. The children are in most danger from the bitter cold and lack of food. Families here feel completely abandoned, in danger of starving to death. Their mothers scavenge for water, which is in such short supply, people are forced to suck the snow to stay alive. The Kurdish refugees are being literally pushed back towards Iraq by Turkish soldiers. Any Kurds who try to get past the soldiers are hunted down. This man was caught and knocked unconscious. Every day, more illness, more disease. This man lost his left arm because of gangrene. Now part of his right arm has also been amputated. This woman is covered in napalm burns, attacked by the Iraqis as she fled. Kurdish doctors say they must have medicines or they won't survive.
All of us will die. Even doctor will die.
The dead remain uncounted. Every morning they carry out those who didn't make it through the night. This 80-year-old man walked for 9 days with no food. He made it to the border only to die of exhaustion. His heartbroken son stayed with him until the end.
If food is not brought in here in a matter of days, food and tents and blankets are the priority, particularly tents and blankets. If that doesn't arrive within a matter of days, now you're going to have deaths in the thousands, I believe.
2 RAF Hercules planes tried to deliver food and medicines today, but severe weather forced them to turn back to their base in southern Turkey. They'll try again tomorrow. When food and blankets do get through, there's anarchy. The gross lack of organisation means so much so desperately needed is being wasted. It's almost beyond belief, and it's almost too late to put a halt to this appalling human catastrophe. Benno Glaser, News at 10, Eastern Turkey.
Exodus, the hemorrhaging of Iraq, a human tragedy on a monstrous scale. All these things have already been said, and yet still they do not adequately describe what is happening here, 10,000 feet up above the snow line, where the two hostile countries meet. But what more can you say to describe these hundreds of miles, families all, who do not believe they brought Saddam Hussein's vengeance on themselves, and continue to bring with them a sense of betrayal? But they have not made it to the safe side yet, and possibly many never will. A loudspeaker and gunfire from the Turkish side warns them to stay where they are, that they risk being shot at if they stampede across. Such is the welcome, such is the defiance. The Turkish soldiers hold a thin blue line, a fragile cordon that would not hold if these thousands decided enough was enough. The reason why an army cameraman shot this video was to give the Turkish military and civil authorities some idea of the scale of the problem they are being asked to cope with on their own. Because, and be in no doubt, scenes like this are not confined to this one area. These people are determined to get in whatever the dangers. Numbed by the risk, they travel through any pass, through any minefield along this 200-mile border, unconcerned about the dangers ahead, only looking back at what they are running away from. The Turkish army is containing them in no man's land because the government is frightened of letting them even a few yards into Turkey, fearful that the temporary refugee camps will become a permanent problem.
We can't do for you nothing.
But the general finally agrees, and the sick and their carriers are beckoned up across the valley, across no man's land, into Turkey. Babies suffering from lack of milk, for children gangrenous from frostbite, and those who could not manage those final few yards of their long, long journey.